The history of Tschad reaches far back into the depths of prehistory. Around 10,000 years before Christ, the region was inhabited by hunters and gatherers who lived near the shores of what would later become Lake Tschad. Over time, approximately around 4,000 years before Christ, agriculture developed and permanent settlements began to emerge in fertile areas surrounding the lake. During the first millennium before Christ, early states and kingdoms began to form in this region, the most significant of which was the Kingdom of Canaan. Founded around 700 years after Christ, Canaan grew into a powerful state that controlled long-distance trade routes across the Sahara Desert, dealing in salt, ivory, and slaves. In the 14th century, the political center of the kingdom shifted westward to Bornu, forming the Kanem-Bornu Empire, which maintained influence and stability in the region for several centuries. From the 16th century onward, European explorers, first the Portuguese, later the French, began to take an interest in Central Africa. However, for a long time, their influence remained minimal, as established local powers such as the Bornu Empire successfully preserved their autonomy. In the 19th century, France expanded its colonial ambitions in Africa. Through a series of military campaigns and treaties between the beginning of the 20th century and the early 1930s, France gradually took control of the territory that is now Tschad. In the year 1910, the region was officially incorporated into French Equatorial Africa. After the end of the Second World War, nationalist movements began to grow stronger in many African colonies, including Tschad. On the 11th day of August in the year 1960, Tschad achieved independence from France. François Tombalbaye became the first president of the newly independent nation. However, the young republic soon faced internal divisions. The following decades were marked by political instability, regional rivalries, and several military coups. Between the mid-1970s and the end of that decade, the country experienced multiple power struggles and the outbreak of civil war. In the year 1979, the capital city, N'Djamena, was seized by rebel groups, plunging the nation into further turmoil. In the year 1990, Idriss Déby took power through a military coup. He introduced constitutional reforms that formally established a multi-party political system. Yet, despite these reforms, Tschad continued to face recurring conflicts, economic difficulties, and challenges related to ethnic and regional divisions. In the early 21st century, Tschad remained deeply affected by instability within its borders and by conflicts in neighboring countries such as Sudan, Libya, and the Central African Republic. Nevertheless, it became an important regional actor in international peacekeeping and counterterrorism efforts. Today, Tschad continues to navigate the complex path between tradition and modernization, stability and struggle, seeking to build a more peaceful and united future for its people.